My story is called Moseatunya, and it comes from Africa. The Zambezi River flows between Zimbabwe and
its neighboring country.
It eludes me. And Zambia, yes. And at one point, this mighty river drops thousands of feet, creating a spectacular waterfall that rivals most waterfalls in the world. The first white man to see this waterfall was David Livingstone, the British explorer, and he named it after Queen Victoria. But for thousands of years, the people who lived along the river called it Moseatunya, the smoke that thunders. For there's always a vast mist at the top, and its thunderous roar can be heard for miles upon miles. Now, war was common among the African tribes that lived along the river, and courage was held sacred. One must never run from battle. And if anyone did, his fate was to be thrown into Moseatunya, into the boiling, churning waters below, never to be seen again. One night, many years ago, the great chief, Zawase, gathered with his tribesmen to put to death one who had run from battle. The great Zawase stood on a rock, gazing down upon the thousands who had gathered there. "Bring Konkela forward," he thundered. "He is my sister's child, but if he has run like a coward, then he must die as other cowards have before him." Konkela sat quietly, hands tied behind his back. A soldier approached him, untied him, and whispered, "Courage, Konkela," and he led him forward. "I am not afraid to die," he said, holding his head high. "Tell me again, Konkela, what happened in battle?" "Uncle, I have told you again and again. There is nothing more to say." "But perhaps I have missed something. I have no joy in seeing you die. You would have been chief in my stead." "Uncle," Konkela began, "I was honored to lead all of your troops to fight your enemy, Zagari. We planned the battle well. Half of us would stay in the bush, and I was leading the other half to Zagari's village. We scaled the walls. We set the houses on fire. But his spies outwitted us. They had left their homes. All their homes were empty. So there we were, burning homes behind us, the enemy in front of us. Some of us scaled the walls to avoid the flames, but we were perfect targets for their spears, and many of us died as we fell from the wall. The ones who were still alive, we regrouped, and we continued to fight. Oh, Uncle, by the gods of our fathers we fought. I saw my mother's own sons fall beside me, dead in battle. Uncle, I am sick of war, and I look forward to die. But I can tell you with pride, your enemy, Zagari, he's dead. With my own spear, I pierced him. But then, my strong arm felt weary no longer. I looked at it, and blood ran down my arm, over my hand, drenched the ground. I could do no more. And so, you ran like a coward? You should have stayed and died like a hero. Then the chief continued in agony, "Look at me, Conquela. Look at my ugly face. Once, a leopard and I was stalking the same prey. I got there first. The leopard leaped on my back. He tore out my right eye, and he tore the side of my face to shreds. But I took him by the throat, and I killed it. I wish I would have died, so I would not have to see this bitter day when my sister's own son must die like a coward." Just then, a sound was heard. A woman wailing for the dead. "Oh, Zawazi! Oh, Zawazi!" The ranks of soldiers parted, and there was a woman, small and beautiful, holding a tightly covered basket. It was Conquela's wife. She ran and she knelt before the great chief, and she said, "Mercy, uncle, have mercy. 11 months, only 11 months, I have been Conquela's wife, and now, like all mothers before me, I carry our child under my heart. Would you leave me without a husband, our unborn child without a father? Mercy, uncle. War. What do I care about war? I despised it like all mothers before me. Mercy, uncle. Have mercy, uncle." Zawazi hid his face because he too had tears in his eyes. But he said, "Woman, do not ask me to do this, for I am just a man. I have said that anybody who runs in battle must die. But I promise you this, when your child is born, be he man child, be he woman child, he will lead our family. That is all I can in honor do." So she said, "Then take this present I bought for you. Maybe it will help you change your mind." And she uncovered the basket and she thrust it over his head. And with that, she leaped and she ran towards the waterfall, calling, "Conquela, Conquela, better that I die than you." And when she got to the waterfall, she bent her knees and she leapt into Moseatunya, never to be seen again. The chief took the basket from his head, and the people recoiled when they saw the present that Conquela's wife had brought to the old chief. It was a snake, cold and deadly, and it had encircled his head like a turban, and he felt that it bit him over again and again. But he was strong. He took the snake by the tail and pulled it from his head. Then, still holding the snake's tail, he took it and he smashed it against the rocks and killed it. But the snake's poison was strong as well, and he knew that he had only moments to live. He sat down, spoke, said, "All my life I have lived with violence and war. It took the death of this brave woman to show me that there is courage that goes beyond the hunting grounds, beyond the battlefields. My loyal soldiers promise me that when I die, Conquela will be your next chief." And there, amid the burning torches, thousands of voices rang out, "Long live Conquela! Long live Conquela!" Now, although this happened so many years ago, you can also go to Mother Africa and see Moseatunya, the smoke that thunders.